Hello everyone, my name is Xavier. I recently became inspired by a YouTuber named Thundorn Games. He creates videos and streaming tutorials helping aspiring gaming developers with workarounds and tips and tricks along with coding of a program called Ren'Py. Ren'Py is a program built specifically for visual novels and 2D games, which is fantastic and he is very good at it. You should check him out. I started working on adult visual novels and just game development about 2 years ago, 2D stuff. However, I lacked the coding skills to use advanced programs such as Ren'Py. It's not difficult, I just never had the time to learn it, so I had to research for an alternative. I sought friends who could code and outside sources and all of them fell flat. Basically, I had product, but no one to help me build said product. And that is where TyranoBuilder came into use. I found it on Steam for about 15 bucks and bought it right away after seeing a few tutorials on YouTube. This video is going to show you how easy it is to use TyranoBuilder without all the technical mumbo jumbo that goes into it. So here we go. I hope this is helpful. First, we will start out with creating a folder on the desktop and render a few pictures on the fly for this fake game we're about to create. Silly Steam. Okay, it always starts out with something like this. First one, I'm already working on my one game, or we'll show that later because it's more in-depth, but we're going to create a new game here. So new project, fake game, next, visual novel or sound novel. I'm going with visual. Landscape, we're going to go with that one there. We want a title screen and we want menu options, so there you go, that's it. Yay, thank you. Now we're already in. Now I'll show you this real quick. I'm going to X out. Yes. I'll come back into it just to show you that we created a game that will now pop up whenever we turn on. Right here, fake game. Go back into that. First thing you want to do is, from the beginning, go to your title screen. Silly, okay. There, title screen. It's asking for a title page. Now all this stuff here is actually irrelevant to you currently when you're first starting out, because this is what it'll look like without touching it. So there's the buttons, new game, load game, whatnot. We're gonna create new folder, fake game. Now the folders hide all of your pictures that you're going to be using. So we're going to go ahead and just fill this up because it's a small game. Now you've enabled them to be drag and drops. Now, we already set up a title page, so that's what that one is. Now, whenever you look at it, this is your title page. Just by clicking on that. Now, we'll save it. Go back over here because this is the first scene. Whenever you click New Play on your title screen, it's going to take you to the first scene that automatically gets created, which is this. This is just the regular thing built in there. See, new game project. Not interested. Come over here. Okay. Back here. I'll leave it a title page. Show text. Now, all this stuff is very, very easy. It's not complicated at all. There's no coding involved. All of this stuff is drag and drop one way or another. So let's start with the first part of this game, which is the beginning. I hate that. So first thing we got to do is we got to go into here because we got to change our window, message window. Now fortunately, I always save my format that I think is best suitable for my needs. Come on. Width 2000, height 100. On 70, 600. Now, me not thinking about it, all these pictures have a black background because they're PNG files. Didn't think about it, but if you name field, okay, all of that stuff I did there through process of learning, basically. It's not that difficult, but what I just did was, this is your window with all your words on it. Communication, basically, for the game. So, we're going to go here, because this is your actual communication, and we're going to, oops. That guy's Mr. J. Now I'm using the character models of me, of my business partner and I, just because fun. I'm going to make a little bit of fun here. Now that we've established going from title page here, clicking on new game takes me directly to that first scene. Once again, all of this is simple. Then you, dang it. And after that, you just drag and drop and go through. Next scene is, since we're talking, actually we're just going to go ahead and ignore that and just put in the next text, which is going to be oops. Now I said in the next one, do I want to rule the world, Mr. J? Because I said that, I'm going to give Mr. J a happy face. Once again, this is all very easy. He actually doesn't look all that happy, to be honest. At which point, I'm going to say, I'm going to give everybody options here. Yes or no options. Now these are called branch buttons. They're real simple. You're going to want to put a stop underneath there. Stop just simply doesn't let you progress throughout the timeline. It's all one gigantic timeline. And like I said, we'll jump over to the bet real quick to show you a more in-depth thing here, but I'm just going to show you the basics of this. It's real simple. So, yes, no. Now we're going to tag these as labels. Now, here's a target. Do I want yes? For this one? No. Now, both of these pop up. What we do here is we right click that and just preview from here. And now see all the buttons are up there because they're not set in the scene. So now we come over here, positioning tool. Yes. Nah. Don't want to do it. Ain't doing it. But if you notice here, I really should have changed the background. See how the window is still here? That's bad. We don't want that whenever it comes to this type of stuff. So we X out of that. Come over here and show text, remove text, show background, that sort of thing. We want to remove the text. I put it up above before the next scene just because it's just looks easier. It looks better. Sorry. I'm not really in a rush to do this, but at the same time, you know. And now we've clicked that, nothing happens because we didn't add to it. So now we're going to come over here and put in the background image underneath the yes, because that's where we're going. And because we clicked yes, we're going to have everybody happy. And now Mr. J's a little bit power hungry. That's okay. That's what he wants. And then, just to be safe, we're going to go ahead and put a label up here at the start of the scene. And at the end of that, this little dialogue here, we're going to put a jump scene that takes you right back to the beginning. So, as follows. It'll all look like this. Yes, I want to rule the world with him. Now see, look what I did here. I didn't add the window again. So now I got to come down here and put show text again. Because even though I remove that away, remove the text away from there, the chat window, whenever it goes to the branches, whatever it takes me to, I got to show that. So now, we'll come back over, do it again. Like so. And then it'll take me right back to the beginning of the game. Now, it's really easy. When it comes to videos, you can drag and drop videos into it and create your own videos. I use my own video editor with frames and whatnot and create small videos, pop them in there, and they're WebM files. It's really easy. It's not difficult. Play music in here. No coding involved. You can code. You can create variables, so on and so forth. See down here, it's a script and Tyranno script, things like that, which you do need for some things like showing a variable. For example, if you create a variable, actually we'll move over to the bet now. So we'll get rid of this. The bet, the current game that I'm working on, has over 850 pictures. And it is a lot. It's a lot of work. It has scenes, a lot of scenes. So we're going to go to a scene that I don't have to censor out due to YouTube's bullshit. We're just going to find something that, I don't know, can't get me into trouble to show you guys a good amount. There, we'll go to the bar. All this stuff is hand built within Daz Studio. All characters, I bought all of the scenes, and then I used the props in those scenes to create my own rooms. Lighting, everything like that. Learned ghost lighting from Thundorn, by the way, just FYI. That's a beautiful waxing job there. Anyway, okay, so I actually picked a really good one. Here, this is a bar scene. It's not that advanced, but it seems advanced now. How I have it set up is, usually when people play games, they click down here. So I put a secret window here, but if you're paying attention, there is another window. Because I did that, we'll start off with here. All this stuff with the text. I have it removed. Let's go to the clickable area here. If you see how the clickable area is here, accept that. What are you doing, cat? Jeez. And this one here, for some reason, Tyranno likes to move one window. I don't know why. And I don't like it. There are downsides to this. When you're dealing with no coding, easy creation, it has some bugs. I thoroughly enjoy it, though nonetheless. But these are basically the click buttons that I showed you previously. And, you know, not really sure where to go from here. I'm just trying to show everybody how easy this is. I can go overboard with it. Here's a variable that I created, which is Meet Lisa variable. What that means is my character saw a lady over here. She's just meeting her. Because she's going to talk to her, it's going, after she's done with this conversation, it's going to give her 1 point into that variable. The variable is a numbered version of what you want. like say happiness or whatnot. And because of that, now whenever she comes back to the bar, since she already has +1 in meeting Lisa, she will automatically jump because I put the jump there. Because the value is, actually that should be, wow, A is greater than. But that's easy variables with the jump, things like that. It's not complicated. It's very straightforward. Tyranno has a huge website dedicated to anything you can think of that you can ask about. It's got tutorials and things like that, and it's great. A lot of people, they post the stuff. I don't think that there's enough video of Tyranno on YouTube. And this isn't just about gaming or adult games or whatnot. This is perfect for people who want to create just visual novels, which is there's no hand picking, there's no choosing. It's just clicking, reading, and having pictures in the background. I find this type of thing, because of how easy and relaxed it is, you're not being swamped with code. And I think that's very important. Some people love the code. I don't think I would have a problem with coding if I learned it. But when it comes to this, I just like the ease of access. The ability to create whatever I want without having to remind myself that I got to put this code in, I got to put that code in. Some people enjoy that. You can absolutely take this, and once again, you can put code into this game and make it into into the program and make it better than what it is. You can go overboard, and once again, let's start from here. You can have a UI monitor system, everything like that. I can do all that. I choose not to because that's not how this game is. This is more of a realistic. But there are people even that have fight scenes like the old Final Fantasy VII, where it was turn-based system, things like that. People do this stuff, and it's freaking fantastic for a small program like this. But yeah, it's like I said, I'm not trying to get into the technical mumbo jumbo where you can learn all this cool stuff. I can make videos that can be in depth, but my purpose with this video is just to show you that anybody can do this starting out. When it comes to the game development scene, there are tiers. I think that Tyranno Builder is the lowest tier for the first layman's out there trying to start things off. And then there's things like RenPy, which is the second tier, and then Unity, which is the third tier, and then things like Unreal Engine, which is godly stuff. But the higher up the tier, the more coding you got to do, and that's more time you got to take away from building your game and whatnot. Now, one thing I wanted to show you really quick that I thoroughly enjoyed about this is that whenever I am working on the game and say I'm rendering things out, while I'm rendering out, I'm actually creating the storyline. So that's why I always create a folder with text document in it. And what I do is, when you come in to actually building the game, you render pictures out, this, Control C, and then you come in here to the text, and then you Control V. You don't gotta type it all out. Oops. Because you already wrote it, it's good to go. You just copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. And if things need altering as you progress, because once you say you build a scene, like I told you, there's a buttload of scenes, and the more advanced you go, the more scenes are going to be in more intricate detail. You don't want to overload your area. There's one scene on here that's just freaking huge, and you got to break it up into pieces, like this one here. There's 4 of them, because you just don't want to overwhelm the system. Each page break helps with that, with each new scene, and there's always a page break per scene. But my point is that it really is simple. It's not complicated, and I just want anyone who's interested in doing this type of stuff. Say you want to build a book, a visual novel. You just create your own thing here. Start from the beginning, and one picture, text. Another picture, text. And every time they click in that game, instead of it being a choice base, it's just a visual novel. You have your text right here, and then you click to the next one, and then there's the next picture. And then you put your text there, and so on and so forth. I want authors to use this as well, because I think that I am also an author, and writing books is people reading books is kind of like starting to become a dying thing. So you want to update and upgrade to the best of your ability. You can put voiceover in here and everything like that. There's nothing you can't do with this drag and drop system within reason. Once again, the more complicated you want things, coding is going to have to be required, but I'm just showing you that it's not necessary for people who first start out. And I can tell you that as a guy who's been using this, you start to learn to code on your own, because you want as much detail as humanly possible. So I think that's it for now. Like I said, I just want to show everybody, repeating myself over and over again, that this is not complicated when you're first starting out. It will get complicated if you choose to. But every few months we get an update, patch with all new stuff, drag and drops, things like that, and it's fairly easy. And also, I like this company. They're pretty dang good. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope this helped. I know there are far more advanced programs out there, but once again, this is strictly for the person who's just starting out, like myself. I didn't know what I was doing at all. I needed some help from people, and nobody wanted to help me build a game. I found this. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's so freaking easy to do. And when it comes to ending the game or creating the game, you just export it out, and whenever you export it, it gives you multiple ways to do it. Browser game, which is HTML, which means it goes in a website. You can only access it through a website. Windows application, which is like a program. You just double click it on your computer and it plays. Mac, iOS, Android. It's really simple. I just want people to know that you don't have to be a brainiac to do these cool things. If you got an idea, there is a program that can help you do it without a lot of thinking and a lot of learning involved. So, anyway, my name is Xavier. I hope this helped. See you later, everybody.